Moving on to the next track, we have Clark D with Section 3 Freestyle.
Wake up early morning, ready to cook that heat up. Brody hit my phone line like, nigga, you know that we up. Like, I already be so locked in, I can't even kick my feet up. Like, not till I get that beam up. By then, I'll be ready for a read. I saw Brody.
And definitely curious to hear your thoughts on this one. I took the lead with That's All, so definitely want to have you to take the reins with Section 3 Freestyle.
Yep, Section 3 Freestyle, Clark D. This is an artist I've also seen around on Instagram. He has a lot of polished shit. He's one of those guys that's kind of like close to being on, right? Like,
yeah, he's solid, man.
Pretty damn close.
He's very talented. He does a lot of production as well. Like,
he does. Exactly. I saw his Instagram
dude.
and I was like, this is a multi-talented dude. He had another track he was promoting some time ago that like had a lot of had like an outdoorsy yellow kind of feel. I don't know.
Oh, was it the one with C4? It was Hard, I believe it was called. If I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
So, which,
I apologize. Yeah. I don't know by name, but we do know Section 3 Freestyle. Clark D.
Or maybe it was Corner Store Freestyle.
What was it?
Or maybe it was Corner Store Story. Could have been one of those two, because those are his two most recent ones. But yeah, man, he's a really talented guy, no doubt about that.
Yeah, he has a polished sound. Like, he just sounds clean. I love the beat of the Section 3 Freestyle. He kind of comes in with these with this cold, laid back kind of delivery. Homeboy was sounding a little bit like a 2021 version of Pusha T. Like, he has kind of like, I'm talking about the way that he was letting each bar breathe. Kind of reminded me of old Pusha T kind of vibes.
But still rode the beat very well too, you know?
Yeah, and I actually have this. I have a Pusha T / 2 Chainz vibe somehow. And I think some of that was like he has a couple of these bars and punchlines that are a little bit funny, a little tongue in cheek. That, I don't know, definitely the way he rides the beat and lets them things sit. You know, he's not overdoing it. It's real laid back and chill. It's some baller shit, honestly.
Yeah.
I did say I would have wanted a couple more dope punchlines. You know, I think something with like a freestyle track, right? Section 3 freestyle track, which I think is funny. I don't know if that's a reference to some Section 8 shit. Like, I don't know if, but I think with a freestyle track usually like this, he's like, Mike's like, nah.
I have no idea.
But I think with a freestyle kind of thing like this, you know, where it doesn't really have a chorus, I think that calls for wittier and wittier lyrics. And I think I would have wanted some more punchlines that resonated with me, or that I thought was a little bit. That it just could have been a little bit more. It was some light rapping, but I think the point of it was to also embrace the beat and the sound. You know, he kind of has this sound of cool. You know what I mean? He got
cool
it,
cat.
bro. And that's what I'm saying. It's like Pusha T. You know, the 2 Chainz thing. Now that I read back my notes, that kind of sounds a little bit out of there. But it's kind of the way he was letting the beat rock and saying shit like that was. Definitely caught your ear, but he wasn't, you know, trying to force it down. You know, I think I got this bar right here that I liked a lot. Was I tried to go conscious, but the numbers were making me nauseous. So
we always steal each other's lines.
Thoughtless. Yeah, we always got the same ones, right?
Always got the same damn lines.
Good bars. I tried to go conscious, but the numbers were making me nauseous. Some dudes would rather be thoughtless. I like that. They told me I gotta be lawless, flawless, gorgeous. The time is upon us. This is where I was like, all right, he's getting lyrical, and I like that. But you could easily, I think, listen to this song and not catch those bars, because the flow can be a little repetitive. Because again, I think it embraces the beat a lot. This is something you could definitely bump in your car, which I think kind of caught me off guard. Because again, I see something like freestyle in the track. As me as a rapper, I'm thinking, all right, this is a freestyle where there's going to be no chorus, just all bars. And there was no chorus. There were definitely bars, but it wasn't what I was expecting. But that's cool, man. I like that bar a lot, though, too. I tried to go conscious, but the numbers were making me nauseous. Some niggas would rather be thoughtless. I think that's that is definitely a bar where you keep going back and listen more and more. You're like, it just pays off every time. And for me, as somebody who I do love conscious rap, and I'm also very aware of, like, sometimes you feel like you gotta dumb your music down to get people to digest it. You can definitely come to the conclusion where you're like, some people would just rather be thoughtless. You know what I mean? They would. Ignorance is bliss. And then I think that other bar, they told me I gotta be lawless, flawless, gorgeous. I think that's kind of like, for me at least, was like, especially when you watch he has a lyric video and a dope music video to this too. I think it kind of was like, sounded like to me like he was like, you know what, they want me to act a fool, want me to be lawless, but then they also want me to be flawless, want me to be perfect, they want me to be gorgeous too. And he's like, the time is upon us, where I think it felt like in this video and in this track, he was like, y'all want me to talk that shit, like, I'll talk that shit. You know what I mean? And they want me to do this and this and this. They want me to, you feel me, show where I'm from and show what we gone through. I could do that too, but you also want me to floss, so I'm going to bring out the big cars. He had the big cars in his music video, had his boys with some masks and shit. Like, it was gritty, it was dark, and I think it was executed well. My only true criticism for this, which I'm only reiterating one more time, is because you have the feeling, or at least I was left with the feeling, that Homeboy could have barred that shit up a little bit more. Like, I can tell he can write. You know what I mean? I can tell he has the bars. Where I'm like, I would have wanted a couple more bars for this one, but overall, definitely bumps. You feel me?
Absolutely. You kind of, you really, not to say steal my thunder, but you definitely took a lot of, you actually summed that up very nicely. Like, you took a lot of the points I'm going to make, so I'll keep mine a little bit more brief, not to be super repetitive. But yeah, so I mean, Clark D, just for people, just for context, he is a Boston boy nonetheless. He is originally from Hyde Park, the Mattapan area, so he's totally Boston bred, no doubt about it. And definitely, I think this song, I agree with you 1,000%. I think he has really good command over this instrumental. And I also would agree with you too, is like the one line that you brought up, of course, with the conscious, nauseous, that whole black, you already mentioned it, but that's the line where, like, that stood out to me. But that was really it. Like, nothing else lyrically really stood out. But I still, and it's funny because I've listened to the song so many times, and even though that's like really hasn't been anything else that's really stood out lyrically. Having said that, though, I still listen to the song a ton because I think it's the vibe and the energy for me that's really where it sits.
Right.
That's where it totally bumps.
And that's where
man.
it's not about the words at all times with this one, even though
no, it doesn't have to be with a lot. Yeah, it's the aesthetic, the overall soundscape of it. I mean, I love those dark tone synths, the atmospheric, spacey vibe that it is, and I love the hard hitting drums. Yeah, it's just some dark, gritty street shit, man, and it's really good. Like, he's gonna get very musical too, so he's much more. Don't like let this song like kind of fool you if you've never heard Clark D before. Like, I highly encourage you to check out his discography because he's got a lot more like melodic and really just really great stuff in his bag. That like he does a lot of different styles super well. This is not just the one style that he can do. So I was, and the reason why I want to talk about this song is that kind of that reason, like. He really brought it into more of a dark, gritty, I think, style than I think he normally does. So he's a talented guy. He's very musically gifted. He totally can write. He has a good ear for melodies, good ear for beats. He can rap. He's really, just like you said, multi-talented dude. He's very good on, I believe it's piano, if I'm not mistaken, or keys. Like, he does really amazing, just production in general. So I love this beat. I love this song. And I've been bumping it like crazy, specifically in the car. Yeah, totally in the car. It goes in the car. So big shout out to Clark D, man. This is a good song. Like, this is in terms of replayability, this is up there in like the top echelon with the first two volumes for me. I've been playing the song a lot. Like, it's gotten a lot of replayability for me.
Yeah, and I think you can tell, like, with somebody like this too, or like, and then to kind of underline like what I was saying is like you can tell like he's kind of almost going light on this and just letting it rock. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Exactly.
I think it's always really easy to tell when somebody's an MC and they got a pen. You know, because even with we were kind of talking about maybe we would have wanted a couple more punchlines in terms of like the lyricism, but the things that he does thread in there kind of lightly shows that like he could get into that bag too. So I'm definitely going to be checking out a lot of his other shit because it sounds like it could be, you know, he's very versatile.
For sure. No question about that. So big shout out to Clark D doing some big things in the Boston area, and great song here with Section 3 Freestyle.